I never planned for these. I just have like a general idea of something that it is that I want to explain, discuss, or recall. So, what I want to talk about is, I want to do a part two of the mystical experience that I had with the lady at my job at the cash register, the one who read my mind. And she read my mind that I was thinking she was on drugs. So I was blown away, and I mentioned this in a previous video of how maybe if we drop our judgment on people, we can open our ears and listen more clearly for what it is that is more important than some type of conclusion we've drawn on them. But so one day, hold on. So one day, I was at the store and I was looking for a curtain rod, I think. And all of a sudden, I got the urgency to leave and go somewhere else or just go home or whatever. I just all of a sudden stopped looking and decided to go home. And on the way home, guess who I saw walking on the side of the road? Yep, it was the lady from my cashier line that night. And she was clearly and animatedly talking with her hands and just talking out loud. She was talking to whatever it is that connects her. She said it's God. I don't know if it's God. I don't know if it's a guide. I don't know if it's angels. I don't know if it's demons. I don't know, but something told her what I was thinking about her and that line. Now, if you haven't seen this previous video, what I was thinking when she came through the line, okay, no offense against people whose teeth are rotting, but if you're fairly young and your teeth are rotting, and her teeth were rotting, she had she had a bunch of stuff in her hand. She dropped it on the register and turned around to go look for more stuff as I'm checking out. She's like still shopping, like frantically, like shopping for stuff. She just displayed the common characteristics that I've seen myself have whenever I was on drugs. She displayed all the characteristics of being on drugs. She had sorry, I just caught an orb in the viewfinder, so I'm just like, okay, I'm talking about the right thing. We'll see if it's an orb. It could have been a speck of dust. I don't know. But we'll find out whenever I'm editing, won't we? Okay, so what I saw, lost my train of thought. Okay, where was I? Dang it. Okay, so at the register, and she had like some perfume that was open, and I was just thinking, A, she's on drugs, B, she has pretty hair, and I just, I wasn't mean to her, I didn't judge her or anything, because I spent half of my life on drugs, but I was just thinking, oh yeah, meth, she's on meth, like automatically by how she was behaving. She goes, I said, how are you today? And I was, like ringing stuff up and bagging it, and she had some perfume open, and I said, oh, you wanted to test and make sure it smelled good first, right? I'm being friendly. I'll have small talk with people. And, I didn't think any less of her for being on drugs. I just assumed drugs. And then I was talking to her about the perfume, and she's like, yeah, I'm fine. She's standing there and getting ready to pay. She goes, God talks to me, and God told me that you think I'm on drugs, and I'm not. I'm a child of God. And I was like, I did think that. Oh my gosh. But anyways, so yes, that was in that story. So let's go fast forward into the time whenever I left the store and I'm driving down the road and I see her walking on the side of the road. She's all animated, talking to herself. She's talking to whatever it is that read my mind, clearly. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to pick this bitch up, give her a ride wherever she needs to go. You know what? It reminded me that I gave her a ride before last summer. I saw her walking. She had a puppy dog. But anyways, so I get her in the car, and she doesn't remember me from the store the other night, but I just thought to myself before she got in, okay, I'm not going to think anything about her. And then I'm going to see what happens. Something mystical is fixing to happen. because I've been having some crazy experiences. I've been taking meditation seriously, rituals seriously, studying, and just this path of growth and discovery on a spiritual way. I've been taking it all very seriously. So every moment that I'm having in my life, I'm just really paying attention and like have my ears open. I'm trying to. Anyway, I'm only human. But so yeah, she gets in the car, she thanks me for picking her up, and she acted like she didn't remember me from the store, but I think she just didn't want to be rude because she was mad at me that I thought that about her. She was like offended. So I really don't know if she was on drugs or not, but I still think she was. But like I said, no judgment. But so yeah. So we're driving and we're just talking about life, and she told me that she was just thanking me, and she told me she really appreciated it. And so whenever I went to go drop her off, she said, I've gotten really close with God this year, and this is just where he has me right now. And she said, this is where I live. I live in this burned down house. It was like a halfway burnt down trailer. And it had all this brush grown up, and I was just like, damn, like my heart really went out to her. Like, she's really struggling, and I feel bad that I just judged her. And, so I looked at the mailbox whenever I was dropping her off, told her bye, went to work, blah, blah, blah. And then in the next few days, oh yeah, what she said about the house, she said, it's okay because this is where God's got me right now. She said that her husband burnt the house down, and it was like wintertime, like freezing, and that's where she's living in like a half, like some of the walls are missing, and that's where she lives. And so yeah, so a couple days later, one morning I got up and I decided that, I was making coffee, and it was a really cold day, and I decided that I was going to make her a cup of coffee and bring her $20. So, I paid attention to the mailbox, the address and the street that it was on, and it was on St. Michael Boulevard. I've been doing these rituals to invoke the archangels, and Michael is one of the archangels that I've been invoking. And, before I explain what happened next in the story, one thing that I want to talk about is, just getting on the subject of archangels. About 3 months before I started doing the LBRP, which is a ritual from the Golden Dawn, Western mystery tradition of clearing your energy, clearing your aura, clearing your space, and invoking archangels in each direction. You're using the archangels to banish bad energy, and then you're going back in the opposite direction, and you're invoking the archangels into your life to help you overcome any type of obstacles, to help you grow, mature, and evolve. So I'm really taking this seriously, and I'm paying attention to what's happening in my life because it's really creating a lot of change. But anyways, about 3 months before I started doing this LBRP, I had like a very mystical dream. And one of the things that I realized with what I saw in the dream was that archangels were ready to work with me. And, I held on to this dream, this channeling for a few days because it just felt so special and so sacred that I didn't want to tell anyone, because if that individual has not experienced it themselves, then how could they be as happy for me as I am for myself? Having witnessed it and been there and felt the energy and experienced archangels and them showing that they've seen a spike in my energy and they want to work with me, like, that is so beautiful and sacred. It's personal. Like, you don't want to tell anyone because they'll just, no matter how, they feel about it, they'll be like, oh yeah, great. But how could they honestly understand and feel your excitement if they hadn't personally seen it or had experiences like that themselves? So I just kind of like held on to it, held it close to my heart. Anyway, come to find out later on down the road, I guess it was from doing LBRP. Has to be. Anyways, so yeah, these rituals and ceremonies, they put the Kundalini, the Shakti energy in your body on command, and you can sustain it for longer and longer. Anyways, long story short, it's fucking awesome. Okay? But so this morning that I got up and decided to bring this lady a cup of coffee, give her $20. So I said specifically to myself again, okay, I'm not going to think anything of her. I'm not going to judge anything about her. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to listen to what she has to say, because I know whatever it is that she's connected to knows everything about me. So I'm going to listen to her. I'm going to bring this money to her and see what happens. So I'm kind of like, like I'm getting something out of it too. I'm not just, oh, it's me helping her. I want to know what that thing is going to tell her. So I'm curious, because I'm really trying to connect with my holy guardian angel and just be my best self. Like this is the ultimate goal. I really, really want to connect with that supreme, and there's beings, intelligent, loving beings that are out there that are willing to come into your life and interact with you and help you. So this is what it is I'm working towards. So anyway, get in the car, make the coffee, get in the car, drive to St. Michael Boulevard. And I drive down and I passed the house. I had to reverse and go back a little bit. Past the house, come in, drive through the gates. And I was hesitant at first of going into the gates. Oh, and mind you, the night before, I was watching this documentary, the CIA, the report that they did called the Gateway Technique on, they did like a serious study on mysticism, on psychic perception, meditation, called the Gateway Technique. You can find it on YouTube. Watch it. So I had a very mystical experience the night before watching this Gateway Technique. And in my own meditation, the third eye activation that I had and the brain hemisphere synchronization, the experiences that I had were very, very mystical and powerful and intense. Very rewarding. So yeah, I was hesitant to pull into the gates, but I just went ahead and did anyways. The gates of this lady's house, her burnt down house, because the foliage had grown up, really high, and it was just a crazy atmosphere. But anyways, I pulled in, got out of the car, and I started, yelling for her, hello, is anyone here? And she came out around the back and came and down and sat on the stairs, and I said, I just wanted to bring you this. And I handed her the cup of coffee and the $20, and she was like, oh, wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I said, okay, yeah, I just, if you wanted to do laundry or anything, like we have laundry machines. I'll give you a ride. If you ever need a ride anywhere, I just wanted to get your number and let you know, don't abuse it. But if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. Because, I've had times where I've lived without water. I've lived without power. I've been homeless. And I always had that one friend that would come through and let me come take a shower or wash my clothes. I had that one person right when I needed it come through for me. So I know what it's like to go through hard times. And, I just didn't know if she had anyone. So I was just trying to, give her a hand up. But she said, yeah, I really appreciate that. It's so kind of you. She said, and it's a good sign that you came through them gates like you did, because you came to me and you brought it to me. And so that lets me know that my connection with God is strong and that I need to keep doing what I'm doing, and I need to keep giving these messages. And as she's telling me this Kundalini energy is coming in through the top of my head, and I'm just feeling it, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, yeah, girl, yes. And she's like, and you're a messenger of God too. And they wanted me to tell you that if you want the Holy Spirit, that you need to ask for it. Now, here in the West, people, they love Christianity and all that. So the Holy Spirit is another name for that Kundalini, that Shakti energy that I love. I'm so addicted to it. I strive for it. But yeah, so she wanted to call it the Holy Spirit. I don't really call it that, but that's what it is. And that's a name that I use when I'm trying to relate to people, especially here in the South. I live in Southern Alabama, in the Bayou. So if I'm ever talking about it, a way for me to help explain to them what it is, I'm like, yeah, the Holy Spirit. But so yeah, she told me that it said that I have to ask for it, and she told me some other things that I really desire and that I really working on. The more I get to know my birth chart and my Navamsha, and the closer that I get with my guides, I'm starting to understand the type of life that I want to live and what ultimate happiness means to me. And, some of these things, like I said, some experiences are so sacred that you just need to keep them to yourself, at least for a little while, and meditate on it before you share it. But some things that are very important to me, that are very precious to me, that I would like to experience in life, she explained in detail that is coming. So, and there's no way that she could have known this. So, yeah, it was really a beautiful revelation. I got her number. I told her to have a good day, and I went ahead and left. Went to work. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know if the way I convey it is going to do any justice to the actual experience, but I guess maybe if I share a situation like this, people can relate, people can strive to do something similar or have some type of similar situation. My life was so empty before all of this, and I don't know. And do please comment below and let me know if you've had any type of life situations like this or experiences similar. Yeah, let me know what you've been through. So, yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.
I got family through my life and never see the sunshine again.